Welcome to yet another DS Hidden Gems video. This was going to be the last entry, but all of you beautiful people keep suggesting more and more games for me to try, so I'll continue the series for a little bit longer. But before we start, I just have to say a massive thank you for all the views, comments and subs from you guys. It's been insane and honestly it means so much. But if you're one of the thousands of people that have watched one of our videos and you haven't yet subscribed, then please consider getting out your stylus, tapping the like button, swiping to subscribe, and scribbling us a little comment. By Odin's beard, look at those gorgeous sprites and slick animations. It may be a movie tie-in game, but the same team behind the excellent Contra 4 have put nothing but love into this beautiful, side-scrolling beat-em-up, delivering us not only a game that is pixel art perfect, but also that's combat is meaty and satisfying, allowing you to string multiple attacks together, then finish your foes off with some devastating lightning and thunder powers. The game's use of both screens is also a standout and sees you battling on foot 1 minute, to flying up and taking out aerial enemies the next. It's a really nice touch that makes the levels feel expansive and huge. Both screens also get used to their fullest in the game's boss fights. These dual screen hogging colossal beasts are not only a sight to behold, they provide a real challenge and a real sense of accomplishment when you bring them down. Unlike most DS titles, this game is still actually pretty cheap to pick up, so what are you waiting for? Coming from the team behind the Ace Attorney series, we have Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. It was one of the last titles released on the platform, and it might be one of the most unique titles released on the platform. The game is a point-and-click puzzle-based adventure with the unique trick here, no pun intended, being that your character is dead, and is granted all the powers that come with being a member of the afterlife. You must use your newly granted ghostly abilities to interact with the world, solve cases, and save lives. But I have to warn you, some of these puzzles will really put your skills and imagination to the test. Like most games in this genre, it's very text heavy, but with the writing, characters, humour and story being incredibly charming, this really isn't an issue. I can't talk about this game without talking about its visuals either. Not only is every character design and the world itself stupidly unique and imaginative, the insanely smooth and detailed animations will make you feel like you are watching a stylized anime or cartoon. Released on the PS2 and the Wii, Okami was a fantastic Zelda-esque adventure game that boasted stunning Japanese watercolor visuals and awesome cel-shaded graphics. Its unique gameplay hook saw you using brushstrokes as a form of combat. And what's so strange to me is that while the console original is on everybody's hidden gems list, its sequel gets nowhere near the same level of love, which is a shame, as not only does it take the original's gorgeous Japanese visuals, the Zelda-feeling action, platforming, and puzzle-based gameplay, and somehow manage to shrink it down into a beautiful, action-packed, engrossing portable experience, it actually improves on the original by using the touchscreen for its brush-based combat, which feels far more natural and fluid on the handheld. The game sees you play as an adorable little wolf who is tasked with taking down the demons that have returned to take over his land. And along the way, you will build some new friendships. It's all incredibly heartwarming and stupidly fun. But what really stands out is the fact they managed to cram a absolutely huge world of stunning scenery, quirky characters, devious enemies, side quests, mini games, upgrades, collectibles, and so much more into this tiny little cart. Okamiden really is a worthy sequel to the incredible original.
On the streets of our cities, there is a war brewing between those who want to protect our world and those determined to destroy it.
Taking the open world carnage and chaos of the Grand Theft Auto series and adding transforming robots was always going to be a crowd pleaser, and Transformers Decepticons is exactly that. It's big dumb fun, and sometimes that's just all we need from a game. The game has 6 playable Transformers for you to unleash upon the world, all that have their own unique stats and abilities. It also has 4 huge open world maps that you can cause massive destructive mayhem across. And a nice fleshed out wanted system similar to GTA that has you having to be smart with the amount of carnage you cause and the timing of your transformations. But the biggest surprise to me when playing this game is that along with all the explosions and transformations you would expect from a Transformers game is a well-paced, engaging and smart story that simply holds the game together and is also aided by some seriously great voice acting. There is an Autobots version, but sometimes it's just good to be bad.
Transformers Autobots and Transformers Decepticons. Help your side in the global battle by downloading daily challenges at transformersgame.com/DM.
A game where you collect, train, and battle monsters that was published by Nintendo? Nope, not talking about Pokemon. I'm talking about Fossil Fighters. But unlike Nintendo's mega franchise, Fossil Fighters was overlooked by many. But I can honestly say that after spending quite a lot of time with the game, it's a lot of fun and distinguishes itself in a lot of unique ways. For one, the collecting of your monsters is all down to digging up the right fossils and extracting them with the right tools, which is something you do in a skill and time based minigame that uses the touchscreen and the handheld's other gimmicks to its fullest. The rest of the gameplay is made up of interacting with the world, talking to its residents, and the awesome zonal based 3v3 combat, which surprisingly has a ton of depth and requires a lot of strategy and skill. The game sounds great too, and the 3D visuals are a nice touch. The story though is pretty weird, and you will find yourself thrown in some pretty wild scenarios. But I must say the absurdity of the plot and its twists and goofy dialogue kept me smiling in bemusement throughout. Luckily though, it's all very self-aware and even has some nice little jokes and puns that only older gamers will understand. Don't let the Pokemon clone vibes put you off, as sometimes a little imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I'd highly recommend you dig this one up. Thank you for watching. We are so very close to hitting the 500 subscriber mark. So if you're not subscribed, hit that button now. And please share this with any of your friends or family that you think will enjoy our content. Until next time, you've been watching the Beardy Beer Bro Show. You guys stay tipsy.